Okay guys, so we are now in the position where our application is validating the form data according to our business rules and gracefully handling any validation errors. That's so great, but it's taken quite a bit of work to get there. So there is a problem here. If our application has many forms, then we can end up with a quite lot of repetition in our code and validation rules. Not to mention, and writing code for validating forms isn't exactly the most exciting way to spend our time. So in order to address this problem, I'm going to create a forms package. So I'm going to stop the server. So make dir. I'm going to create a forms package under pkg directory. Okay. So now I'm going to create two files which are errors.go and second one is forms.go. pkg forms.go. Okay, forms, and first one is errors.go and second one is form.go. Okay, now let's jump into the directory forms errors.go. First I'm going to write a code here. So package forms, I'm going to define a new error type which will use to hold the validation error message for forms. So the name of the form field will be used as the key in this map. So type errors map string and then string, and I'm going to add one. I'm going to create one add method. Errors add method, it should be capital. Message string if field equal to append. And this type is message, and I'm going to create one get method. So I'm directly writing the code, directly copy and pasting the code that I wrote. So this get method to retrieve the first error message for a given field from the map. So we are done here, and then we then go to form.go. So here I'm going to create one custom form struct. So this custom form struct which anonymously embeds a url.values object to hold the form data and an error field to hold any validation error for the form data. Okay, I'm going to create one new method. So to this new method will initialize a custom form struct. Okay, this is the new method. So if you notice that this takes the form data as a parameter. Okay, data url dot values, and then I'm going to create one required method. So this required method to check that specific fields in the form data are present and not blank. If any fields fails this check, add the appropriate message to the form errors. Okay. So basically this is to check that specific fields in the form data are represent and not blank. And then I'm going to add a max length method as well. So this max length method to check that a specific field in the form contains a maximum number of characters. If the check fails, then add appropriate message to the form errors. And then I'm going to add one more method, which is permitted values. This permitted values method to check a specific field in the form matches one of a set specific permitted values. If the check fails, then add the appropriate message to the form errors. Okay, and finally I'm going to add one valid method. So this valid method returns true if there are no errors. Okay. So the next step is to update the template data struct so that we can pass this new forms.form struct to our templates. So just go to templates.go and remove this form data and form errors and add the form form. Okay, so we are here replacing the before methods with a single form field. Okay, now I'm going to open handlers.go and update it to use the forms.form struct and validation methods that we just created. Okay, so just go to create snippet that where we want to render. Okay, the first one is I'm going to get the form start new, which takes the r.post form. So this is the form. Okay, now I'm going to commenting this code because I'm going to importing the data with the required method that we created in form.go. Okay, handlers.go. So form.required and then form.max length to check whether title is 100 characters or not, and then form.permitted values to check that specific field in the form matches one of the set specific permitted values. Okay, and then if the form is not valid, okay, and I don't need this code anymore, I'm commenting. Okay, now here I am checking the form is valid or not. So because the form data which type url.values has been anonymously embedded in form.form struct, we can use the get method to retrieve the validated value for a particular form field. So here going to I'm going to create form dot get for every field. So we have to repeat it for content and expires as well. Now what we have is to do, so we have to update the create page.tmpl file to use the data contained in the new form.form struct. So go to create.page.tmpl. So here this time I'm using the get method. So place everywhere dot get forms dot errors dot dot errors dot get and title. Okay, so we have to repeat it for everything. Get so I changed it for everything like dot get here and here and here as well. Okay, to get the data from the handler function. So now we have gotten the forms package with validation rules and logic that can be reused across our application and can be easily extended to include additional rules in the future as well. So I'm going to restart the server. Oops, there is error. Okay, error. Okay, unexpected at the end of the handlers.go. Go to, I'm sorry, form.permitted value is copied for 2 times. Okay, we'll restart the server. Okay, perfect. Okay, go to localhost, create snippet, just click on perfect, it's working. So this is how we can validate the error centrally without writing code in handler functions. Okay, I hope you understand. Thank you. Bye bye.